Okay, good morning and welcome to this webinar, Doing to Being. We're all rushing around, busy here and there, busy, rush, hurry. We have lots to do. Life has many demands, family, work, many things going on. Social life even can be very busy. And this often creates stress. And then from that we get tension, worry, overthinking. Many things come as a result of that, and we can sometimes have feelings of lowness and maybe even become unhappy with this busy life that we lead. Doing. So of course we want to continue doing all the things that we do and we love, and we want to make our lives full. How can we be free of the stress and the feeling of pressure and maybe the unhappiness that comes from all this doing? I think it begins with looking at myself. So to continue what I'm doing, but start looking not on the outside, but at me. What's going on within me or within my own mind? What's happening? And when we start to look inside at what's going on in our own mind, we start to see many thoughts. And if we start to look at those thoughts, we see that the quality of them, some might be happy thoughts, positive thoughts, but a lot of them can be a lot of negative thoughts, doubting thoughts, worrying thoughts, a lot of wastage, a lot of thinking of others, maybe putting myself down, putting others down. And this is what's really distressing me. This is really what's making me feel unhappy. So if I can develop a method of finding some time to be with me, time alone where I maybe sit quietly and reflect, even if it's for 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes each morning or evening, and ask myself the question, what's the quality of my thoughts? What's going on in my own mind? Yes, I know I have a lot to do. We live busy lifestyles, many demands I put on myself and others put on me. Fine. But what about what's happening in my own mind? Because this is me. And the most important person in my life, yes, my children, my husband, my wife, my friends, the most important person is me. It's the most important relationship. I want to get the other relationships right. It begins with the relationship with my own self. And if we're hurried and busy and running around, there's no time really to look at me. Something might come out of my mouth that I don't like, or I say something I don't like. I'll just think, oh gosh, that wasn't good, and then move on. But I need to address these things that are coming out of my mouth that aren't maybe so uplifting, but more importantly, the thoughts that are going on in my mind. I need to address them and look at them. And I can't do that in a hurried state. So when I find time for me, I sit. I say quietly, maybe with some music, but peacefully, away from the hurriedness of my daily life. I sit with myself and I look at the state of my mind. And I create consciously some good thoughts at that time. My mind is racing, many ways thoughts, things that I have done in the day, things that I haven't done, things that I need to do. Okay, but just in all of that, say, I'm okay. I'm calm. I'm peace. Maybe there's something distressing me of a certain situation, then I can say, just at that moment, it's okay. Because at that moment, it is okay. At that moment, everything can be okay because I'm with me. So I'm learning to quiet my mind down, not to empty my mind. We can't do that because the job of the mind is to think. But I create good thoughts, positive thoughts, spiritual thoughts, uplifting thoughts about myself. And when I have those thoughts about me, I start to feel better. I feel good. And as I start to feel good, I have the experience of the things I'm thinking about. So if I'm thinking of peace, there's a good chance I start to feel peace. But what is that peace? That peace is calm, quiet, feeling in control, a nice, good feeling. But what also starts to happen is that my thinking slows down and the rush of wastage reduces. And I have less thoughts. And I start to observe myself and think, I like having good thoughts. I have a good experience when I have good thoughts. Then I can also observe my day at that time, just in brief, not for very long. I can reflect on my day and, oh, that bad comment that came out of my mouth, or the thoughts that I'm having that aren't healthy or positive. I can review them, not to give myself a hard time over them, but observe them with a view to changing them so it doesn't happen again. In this quiet time, I can reflect and review my own mind, which in a hurried state, a busy state, I can't do. So the value and the importance of giving myself 5 minutes, even that. Yes, we say it's very hard to find 5 minutes in the day. But if I give myself that time, there's immense, immense benefit from focusing on myself. Because really, this is where it all begins. We say human being, we know very well we're human beings. So the human bit we understand and we're doing our best to be human, but the being, we're ignoring that. And this is the time just to be that being, be me. But I want to be the best person I can. I want to have quality thoughts, good thoughts. I want to speak good things, uplifting things, and act in the appropriate way and make each task successful. But that all stems from what's going on in my own mind. So when I spend this time looking at myself, reflecting and learning, understanding the things that aren't going right, the weaknesses, the shortcomings, learn from them, but then also spend that time consciously empowering my own self. So I feel energized, I feel attentive, I feel good in that time. I'm working on my being, I'm nurturing, I'm sustaining, I'm developing that part of me that maybe I haven't given as much attention to because of this busy, busy life that we lead. So I start to value this time and I enjoy this time, and I actually can make it a regular practice. Maybe I can do it every day. I enjoy being me. Not because of the way I look or how people see me or because of what I've done. I'm happy because of the task I've carried out. I've cooked a good dinner, or I've done something well at work, or someone's happy with me. I just enjoy being me because I am me with those lovely qualities. I'm experiencing the being. This empowers me. This gives me strength. And now then, when I come out of that time, more focused, concentrated, happier, lighter. And I come from the state of being into what I do. There'll be a difference, actually. There'll absolutely be a difference in how I conduct myself. And I'll be more aware in my interactions, more attentive on the words that come out of my mouth. You know, we have to be very careful with this mouth. That's why there's over 30 guards and 2 gates. And this viper, the tongue, can cause a lot of damage. But if I've had that time with me, I spent time realizing that my thoughts and my words and actions are important, and the quality of them are very important. So I'm more attentive on how I respond in situations, less likely to react, more likely to act in an appropriate way. Then I'm coming from a state of being. I'm coming from within to out rather than from out to in. This becomes a starting point because I am a human being. This becomes my starting point. And then I start to see that I can attain more. I can achieve more when I'm in a better state of mind. when my words and my actions are of much more quality, then my capacity increases and I can do much more in my general life on a physical external level, which has also been my experience when I first started meditation. And I spent in those early days just focusing totally on the being, my state of mind and my thoughts and virtues and positive attributes. I found that when my focus and attention was on that, and then the world around me seemed to cooperate with me much more easily. Life flowed a lot easier, and things came to me without me having to fight for them and demand them and want them. Naturally, good things came my way and good people came my way. Rather than desiring them or want them to happen or wish they would happen, it naturally happened. So I think we can attain much more and achieve much more than we're capable of when our state of mind is in a good place, positive place, a spiritual place. When I start with that, because I still have to do, we are human beings, we have to act, we have lots to do in our lives. But the result of all of that also brings happiness, because I'm more in control of my emotions. I know how to create good feelings without having to do something or be something or look a certain way. I create good feelings on the basis of how I think of myself, others, and the world. And that's very empowering. I'm in control of my emotional state. I'm in control of maybe my weaknesses, my shortcomings, but I know how to handle myself in delicate situations. Managing myself from the inside out actually brings happiness. I don't worry so much about what others think of me or how I look or what I'm doing. What matters is how I feel. And the more I work on this, the accumulation, this becomes more part of my life, more natural. When I work on it daily, this becomes my aim in life, to empower myself through my own thinking, working on being really me, the being, working on that first and then coming into the doing, into the action. So I really think the quality of my actions is determined by how I feel and how I think. Because even sometimes we do very mundane tasks, we don't put our best into them. For example, it could be washing up and we do it half-heartedly and in a rush, or we may complain or moan that nobody helps me with the washing up. Why is it always me? As I crash the dishes and do it with a little bit of irritation and anger. But if I do it with happiness and with lightness, so what? No one's helping me. I'm going to do my best, whatever it is. So whether it's washing up, whether it's giving a talk, whether it's doing something grand, it's about my state of mind at that time. Why is it that when we do a task we enjoy, we're happy, a task we find arduous, washing up, ironing, whatever it may be, then our happiness reduces and we put less than our best into the task. We're shoddy with it because we're not interested. But again, when I come from this inner space, from a state of mind that has virtue and quality, I feel empowered, in control, then it's not about the task anymore. And I'm as happy washing up as I am doing anything else. Because often we try to take from things from the external. With someone we like, we're happy. We're with someone that we don't get on so well with, become unhappy. But that doesn't seem to matter anymore because I'm happy. So my happiness is not dependent on who I'm with or what I do, but I see happiness as a quality that actually I am, that's within me. And again, I develop that quality from time with myself, empowering my own mind through reflection, through good thoughts, consciously creating good thoughts. Then I generate the happiness, the virtue from within. So it's more likely to be stable and permanent and secure because it's come from me out into the task that I'm doing, the washing up, the ironing, the less interesting task, though you may enjoy washing up. But really, I'm not happy when I'm in a certain situation or a certain place. I'm happy because I'm actually being me, the authentic me. I'm living true to myself. I'm doing the best I can. And that's really all that matters. So it's readdressing the balance, bringing the being back into the forefront. The human, I understand very well, but bringing the two together, being truly who I am, which, as we know, when did we learn that we're a human being? How old were we when we learned that you're told you are a human being? The human bit, okay, but the being, now's the time to re-emerge that, to bring my qualities out from deep within myself. But I can't do it in a hurried, busy state. There's a saying we have that I've heard that I like: no hurry, no worry, no curry. Curry means bitter, bitter words. Hurriedness, we make mistakes, we hurt others, we hurt ourselves, we don't have the time, not even the time and day to even be pleasant. We've even dropped the good now. Instead of saying good morning, we say morning. We pass someone, we say we'll catch you later, we'll text you later, we'll WhatsApp you later, we'll message you later, or hey, we'll just stop there and then and say hello, how are you? And I haven't got that burden that's a file created in my mind of the things I have to do. I must message them, I must speak to them. Stop then and say hello, good morning, how are you? That's all it takes, a kindly word, and move on. How do I feel? Lighter, happier, made someone else happier, and reduced my to-do list. So, human being. Let's start working on the being. Give myself time for that.
Thank you. A question. How do I stay happy? I may sit with me for 5 minutes, but after a few minutes, I seem to revert back to rushing and lose my happiness.
It's a good question. Reverting back to our old habits, our rushing, our hurrying, it's become a habit. We didn't rush as a child often, do we? We take time as a child, and the world is our oyster, and we've all the time in the world to explore and take time, and we've developed the habit. It's something that's in me that I've learned as a coping mechanism with all the demands of life. So if I've created that, then maybe I can undo that, finish it. So to know that's quite useful, because often we think I can't change this because I've always been like it. So I can't, and I have a busy life, which is shown in front of me. But the awareness that if I haven't always had it, I can do something about it. So understanding is the first step to making that change. And I think it's regular practice. They say practice makes perfect. So don't give in. And yes, I revert back to my old habits, maybe of hurrying, but I keep working with this. Regular practice without disheartenment, and consciously, it has to be a consciously creating good thoughts that I'm not a hurrier, I'm not a worrier in my time on with myself. So I start to embed this in my mind, other than all the excuses I might make that why I have to hurry. So I consciously create good thoughts about not being a hurrier. I think about it in that time and work on it. It's regular practice. So I consciously make effort that as I step out of the room that I may be spending time in to reflect, I'm going to do things maybe not slow. I don't like the word slow, but more calmly, more conscious, more mindful, more in the present. So I make conscious effort. So even if it lasts 5 minutes outside that room, it's a stepping stone in the right direction. Drops of water make an ocean. So continual practice and work. Hope that answers your question.
Another question. You said, I can sit and enjoy being with myself without having to do anything. Where do you get your sense of worthiness, of self-respect, if you are not doing things for that?
Well, often our self-respect has been on what we do or what profession we have or what I do for a living. People give me respect on the basis of what I do. And so for me, self-worth truly comes from knowing me and my values and my virtues and experiencing them within myself. All of us have specialities. We're different. What speciality I have is different to what somebody else might have. But I need to nurture them in this time of reflection, think about them and nurture them so that I develop a good feeling about myself. And that good feeling, I start to think, I feel good. And it's not like I've achieved something well at work or I've done something on external. I feel good and it's not come from out there or from anybody. So I develop a self-worth based on my inner personality of qualities, my true personality, and I feel good. I think if I'm basing my self-worth or my respect on external things, they can come and go because I might do well at work today and the boss says, great, and I feel good about myself. And tomorrow I don't meet the deadline or someone's not nice to me, and my self-worth then plummets because it's based on outside. So it's never stable. And I'm at the whim of the situation or the person or what I'm doing. So when I start to experience that my self-worth, I feel good when I experience my own inner goodness and I can tap into that and I bring that into my action or when I leave my space of reflection and I start using that, then I have to build on it. It takes time because we've always taken our self-worth from external things. So this takes time. There's a change taking place, but it becomes I have to work on it. So it becomes my experience that I feel good and I like myself. And yet no one's given me a box of chocolates or a bunch of flowers or I haven't done anything. I just feel good and I like this experience. I want more of it. So then I'll build on that. And then my self-worth can grow where it should be grown from in to out. I hope that answers your question. So maybe we can sit and have some reflection, a little bit of time to ponder on experiencing the being. So I sit comfortably, alert, relaxed but alert. Feet on the ground. I hold nothing in my hands. If I can keep my eyes open and focus on something in front of me. Now I'm going to spend some time with someone very special, someone very unique. I'm going to spend some time with me. Yes, I'm a human being, but what about the being? This is the time I'm giving to explore the inner being. I have many qualities, beautiful attributes that lie within me. But for many of us, they're buried a little bit deeper. So in quietness, time alone, not doing, I can open up this inner treasure store and experience the jewels of my true personality. I am peace. Peace is my innate nature. Calm, still, present. I am peace. Love is my natural nature. I am love. Acceptance, kindness, understanding. Everything is okay. As I consciously create these thoughts, there's a sense of inner well-being that emerges. I feel good. I feel I'm in touch with the real me. It feels good. Getting to know me, the being, the part of me that maybe I've forgotten or not paid attention to. But this part feels wonderful. From here, I see that self-worth is already there. And it's nothing about the outside or how I look, image, what I do. My self-worth comes from knowing who I really am and experiencing the greatness of my own self. Feeling that, empowering myself with that. Self-respect comes, not an arrogance, but an inner self-respect that everything's okay. I'm okay. And everything is okay as it is. Everything is okay right now. I am peace. I am love. I am light, happy, content. This is who I really am. And I carry this feeling with me into my actions, into my words, into my daily life. Continue to do what I'm doing, but come in from a special place, from the being. I am peace. I am love. I am me. Special, unique. Thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye.